Hey guys, J-Man here for the weekly X-Men talk. I actually could have filmed this yesterday because I actually read the books yesterday, but I don't know. I'm just like not feeling these latest X-Men issues at all. Avengers, X-Men Eternals. I haven't read that one yet, but I will read it. I might review that just separately or just lump it together with a couple of these things. Pretty much done with Knights of X. At least done reviewing it. I'll probably read it in my spare time. I'm like too behind on it. We can talk about Wolverine patch, which I also am getting physically. Larry Hama. I like this cover. And I'm going to use my space review method, which is what I use for movies. It stands for story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each of those categories gives you a score between 0 and 2. If they all get 2, you got a 10 out of 10 movie. I'm going to apply this to comic books. I've done that a couple of times and people have responded well saying that they like that. So it's the same thing, story, pacing, art, right, characters, and then enjoyment. So I'll explain the categories as I do it. For the storyline, for patch, I'm going to give the storyline a 0.5 out of 2. So 2 would be perfect. So if everything gets a 1, that would be a 5 out of 10. So a 5 out of 10 movie or comic book still means it's okay to read. 5 out of 10 literally means it's average, it's okay. But I'm giving the story a 0.5 because this is just like, I don't get what's going on at all. This thing has been, and the pacing is going to get a 0.5. I'll just do pacing and story together, 0.5, 0.5. So I'm giving it half for each because this is just dragging on. It's just nonsense. They're just like fighting each other. I don't even know what's going on. There's so many factions involved in this storyline right now that I've completely lost track of what each person wants, unless it's just this MacGuffin thing where they want these 2 mutants and that's it. They may have given you the motivations behind each faction, but it's completely lost on me. I'm reading a lot of comic books and this one is just not sticking out. I'm reading a lot of comic books, but yet I still remember other comics that I'm reading. And I'm also reading these pulps. Like right now I'm on Operator number 5. I'm like, 60 something pages in out of a 200-page book. And this one I hadn't gone back to, I missed a day on, and I came back, a day later and I exactly remember what's going on. It's like, these comics, it's like, I'm just not I'm remembering, but like not enough because it's just not grabbing a hold of my attention. So the art, I'm giving it 0.5. The pacing, come on, like speed this up. This would have been 1 issue. These 4 issues would have been 1 issue. It's like Wolverine would have shown up. These guys are attacking these mutants. He would have come to their help. The tribe's helping them out. He helps the tribe. He defeats these guys in 1 comic. And then at the end, it's a stinger. And they're like, they want us because they want to do this. Oh my God. And then next issue. This is just dragging out. And I like Larry Hama. So it pains me to say this, but it's just dragging out for me. So for artistry, I'm going to give it a 1. It's good. I like the art. It's fine. Some nice pages. Not too bad color. It's good. It's not anything above average. It is average good. It's good. So 0 means it's bad. 1 means it's good. 2 means it's great. So 5 out of 10 means it's good, right? So I'm giving this a 1 out of 2. So I'm giving it good. It's good. The art's good. For the characters, I'm giving it a 1 because it is Patch. I love Patch. I like Wolverine as Patch. The other mutants are okay. Some of the villains aren't that great. That's why it's not getting a 2 because the villains are just, I don't remember any of the villains' names at all. I don't remember. Every time I read the synopsis in the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's going on. So I'm giving it a 1. Enjoyment. We're at what? 1. We're at what? 3. We're at 4. No, we're at 3 out of 10. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're at 3 out of 10 so far. I'll give it a 1. I'll give it a 1. So we're 4 out of 10 on this book. 4 out of 10. I'll give it a 1. It was okay. No, you know what? I'll give it a 0.5. 3.5. This is a 3.5 out of 10. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. And like these guys show up at the end here, which is kind of cool. Like this should have happened. This should have been the last page of the first issue. And then it moves on, right? Pacing really killed it on this one. So 3.5 out of 10. I think that's very generous for this book. And remember, you're paying a lot of money for this. There needs to be more going on. The next one we can talk about right now is Gambit Number One, and I'm already done with this book. This is one of these takes place before or between like classic X-Men stuff. I'm going to give the story, I'm going to give it 0. No, I'll give it a 0.5. I'll give it a point. That's really mean. You can't go 0 means it's like utter crap. So I'll give it a 0.5. Yeah, it's like Storm is young and they're being thieves or something. Pacing, I'm gonna give a 0.5. I'm gonna give it a 0. I'll give 0 on pace. Like nothing's going on. Like it's just like it's just them doing stuff. It's just no. I'm gonna give the story a 0 and the pacing a 0.5. Let's swap those because it now you know what I'm okay. Let's do 0.5 for each. Let's do 0.5 for each. I don't. 0 is really harsh. I don't want to give it a 0. But again, it's just like they're fighting these characters. I don't care about what's going on at all. The only reason I'm even continuing is because I do like Gambit and I do really like Storm. I like Storm a lot more than Gambit, but this isn't Storm proper. This is like Kid Storm, who's irritating to me. So yeah, the artistry, I'll give it a 1. It's fine. The art's fine. Characters, I'll give it a 1 because I like Gambit and Storm. Don't care about these villains. Don't care about anything else other than those two. I do like the idea of them going around together, so you know that adds to the story a little bit. Enjoyment, I'm gonna give it a 0.5. So we're back to 3.5 because there was some interesting things here with it. I like Storm and Gambit together doing stuff. That's kind of fun. But other than that, really, I think I might be done with this. There's an issue 2. I couldn't care less about what's going on. 3.5. Really, these should even be lower than 3.5. I'm only giving it such because I do like the X-Men and I kind of want to like it. You ever got that feeling where you want to just like something because it's part of something that you love? You get that a lot with Star Wars these days, where realistically, Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett were really not that great, were they? They didn't really get you excited to the point where you ran out and bought toys or got shirts and stuff. Like you're like, yeah, it's okay, I guess. Like Mandalorian, I thought was really well done. Not to the level of the real Star Wars stuff, of course, the originals. But it was an enjoyable show, and I would definitely probably watch it again. Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi, I wouldn't. So I don't want this to turn into a Star Wars thing, but I'm just giving you a comparison. It's like I want to like this stuff because I'm a Star Wars fan. I want to like X-Men because I like the X-Men. I'm going to be slightly more positive towards the X-Men than I would be to the Avengers, for example. I like the Avengers as individual characters. Like Captain America is amazing. Thor is one of my faves. Iron Man is cool. I like the Avengers kind of on their own, but when they're and I'm not talking about classic Avengers. I'm talking about now. Ever since the Avengers renumbered, right? Like from whenever that was, they went up to what 500 or 700 or something, whatever it was, and they started it again. So Volume 2 or Volume 3. Ever since then, I just could not get back into the Avengers. I don't know why. The magic was lost for me. The movies are amazing, but they did not bring me back to the comics. Eternals, couldn't care less about those characters. So that's my thing. I really love the X-Men, so I want to be more excited. So that's kind of why I'm even giving 3.5. Really, these were not very good, were they? But let me know what your thoughts were. And some people have been going on and giving me their space numbers, which I think is great. So again, you can use 0, 1, 2. You can do 0.5s like I did. Don't do 0.25. It gets too finicky then. 0.5 is okay. I think 0.5 is okay. So, it was either good, great, or bad, right? All right, guys, that is it for this week. Tonight, I'm streaming live with my buddy Sean. We're going to be talking about some 90s stuff, and we're going to address a article from CBR talking about the 90s tropes that were really bad that they're glad are over. So we're going to see how accurate that article was, and is there any merits to it? So we're going to discuss that tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you guys there. Please like and subscribe. I need as much support as I can here to get these videos going. We're getting to that 1,000. That's the pivotal right there. So anything you guys can do to help, I really appreciate it. And I do read all your comments, and I try to respond, or at least give a like to everything, so I am in touch with what people like and dislike about my content, so that's good. And I don't block comments. Sometimes YouTube blocks them. I always say allow all comments. So if I don't respond or don't address your comment, it may have been lost in YouTube and I haven't seen it. It's not me not wanting to respond. Even if you completely disagree with me, I'm super cool with that. But because it's X-Men, look, I want to like X-Men, right? So I don't want X-Men to get canceled. I want it to continue. Anyways, all right. Okay, guys, thanks. Until next time.